This week's main event, guys, Brian Ortega is coming back and he's fighting Yair Rodriguez. This is going to be an absolute belter. But before we get into it, guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. So Brian Ortega was undefeated until he ran into Max Holloway, and obviously before that knocked out Frankie Edgar, choked out Moicano. He's got some excellent wins in there. The Cub Swanson jumping guillotine where he changed his grip halfway through and just showed the level of grappling Brian Ortega actually possesses. Lost to Max Holloway, got exposed on the feet, went back, reinvented himself, shaved his head, goes back in against Korean Zombie and puts on an absolute boxing masterclass and shows he's got hands. I know Zombie's not known for incredible diverse boxing or skill set with the striking as much as his grappling as well, but it really showed Brian Ortega's development. Then gets thrown in against obviously Volkanovski, guys, and Volkanovski just does what Volkanovski does. There was two moments in that fight where he nearly died, especially the mounted guillotine where Volkanovski's his body is going into some form of panic mode where he's just get off me, where his legs are going crazy, and Brian nearly won the belt there. He had a lot better fight in my opinion against Volkanovski than he did against Holloway because he actually had two chances to win that fight. Other than that, he was losing the battle. He had some good chances but not enough to beat Alex. So Brian Ortega's skill set is such a diverse one now, and it's so perfected over the years. He came in as the jiu-jitsu, the Gracie guy with Henna and Hiron. He's an absolute formidable grappler. He's phenomenal. Especially, T said he's his nickname, Triangle City, for a reason. The triangle he pulled off against Brian Dow was just unbelievable. The jiu-jitsu in that is a masterclass. He has shown that he can snatch a neck, grab, roll, do whatever you want to other black belts, no problem. He makes another black belt look like a white belt. That's the level Brian Ortega is on the ground. The striking element, he's shown that he has got hands. He can hang. He hasn't got as good striking level as Max Holloway, as a Volkanovski, but he has got better striking than 90% of the division. He's going to need it against Yair here. So Yair Rodriguez, guys, obviously coming off against that loss to Max Holloway where he had been off for a while and everyone came in going, Max is going to tool him up. How good did Yair look in that? I mean, it was unbelievable. He looked like a resurged Yair. He had so many problems to deal with for Max Holloway. He just gave him so many problem after problem after problem. The kicking game is his bread and butter. I mean, the taekwondo on this guy, the switch kicks, the question mark kicks, the turning side kicks. He has every kick under his belt. He's so unpredictable and dynamic with his striking, which makes him so dangerous. Do I have to remind anyone about the Korean Zombie knockout? The upward elbow in the dying seconds of the fight starched him. Yair has some of the most explosive, dynamic, creative movement in all of MMA. That's quite hard to say as well. Against Brian Ortega here, I think Brian has the most fundamentals. I think he is a clinic in fundamentals. I think his grappling is to be very feared. But equally so, if you're going toe-to-toe with Yair, he has all the fear for you when he's coming at you with a switch kick, a body shot, and you think, I'm going to block low, and all of a sudden you get a baseball bat crack in your skull. It's real worrying here for Brian in that sense. Was a long time ago, but I would like to remind everyone how he got humbled against a much smaller individual in Frankie Edgar at the time, where Frankie Edgar just bum wrestled him. Just grabbed his legs, pinned him to the floor and smashed Yair to bits. Not saying Brian Ortega could do that, but there is a definite hole within Yair's game, and it is the grappling. That has to be a thought, or at least a process going through Brian Ortega's head here, because he has such a massive advantage there. I just wonder whether he's actually going to use it, because he never really tends to go for the grappling in the sense of, I'm just going to grapple this guy. He goes for it if there's an opening. He'll still use the strikes. Remember the Clay Guida fight? He didn't, no grappling needed. He was losing that fight until he landed the knee as well, which is back in the day, how far he's come. So for me, guys, Brian Ortega has to use some form of grappling here, whether it's in a clinch, whether it's just threatening the neck to negate any attack from a break-off, to stop Yair from elbowing at the clinch, to stop him breaking that distance, using that front body kick as a jab, and just smashing his calf to bits, which he will do. He will neutralise the movement. Brian Ortega showed the movement against Korean Zombie. That movement will be negated by that calf kick Yair throws. He's not just going to be standing on that as well. They both have excellent cardio, excellent nutrition, great camps. this is going to be a really fun fight. So guys, I am edging Brian Ortega just because I think he has more to his game, but I think it's a much closer fight than people give it credit for, especially if Yair comes in looking half as good as he did against Max Holloway. I think Brian's in for a real tough night. Let us know, guys, in the comments below who you've got. Like the video if you have enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thanks all for watching. Enjoy the fights. Cheers, guys.